Hi, I'm Nick Matthews. This is a short video to show how the journals and goals sections of the Change Your Destiny in 6 Days practical guide should be put together. I've also included a short overview of the programme. Hey, I'm Nick Matthews, and thank you so much for buying my Change Your Destiny in 6 Days programme. If you haven't already done so, check it out at my store, changeyourdestinystore.com. The aim of this short video is to give you an overview of the programme and to take you through the example goal setting and journal process, one that I designed and I've undertaken myself several years ago. The results changed my life and has done so the same for countless hundreds of others. So sit back and enjoy. Before we start though, it's important to remember a few things. You see, what you become is more important than what you get. The important question you need to ask is not what I'm getting. Instead, you should ask, what am I becoming? You see, what you become directly influences what you get. Think of it this way. Most of what you have today, you've attracted by becoming the person you are today. We must be clear about what we want and why. And as you will see, this must be considered in the context of every aspect of your life, nothing in isolation. By the end of this programme, you will have the tools and knowledge to equip yourself to change your destiny. If you follow this programme, then your life will change. The extent to which this change will happen, though, depends on how much you want it to happen, that you believe that you can make the changes you desire, and that you have the willingness to let go and see where this programme takes you. Don't get frustrated with the process. This programme is designed to fully assess where you are, why you are stuck in certain places that is holding back your opportunity. You see, our mind acts in a similar way to artificial intelligence. It learns based on inputs and outputs, typically from the age of 6. Our minds take scenarios and experiences from our childhood and the emotions that we attach to them at the time. It then groups these experiences, it considers similar and attributes of similar emotions, and it's these emotions that might be misplaced. Some emotions are conscious and take years before they come into your conscious as an adult. And as we travel through life, our minds offer proposals to how to deal with different aspects of our lives based on these initial responses. The more we utilize these proposals, the stronger these neural links that we have embedded in our brain become, and they become a natural response. And you should now be realizing that some of the decisions you have made have been flawed because of these reasons. And had our earlier responses been different, our current reality might be different. And this is why we are here just now. Within the programme, you will now be presented with a series of exercises. And as stated earlier, do not question these exercises. They are set out in the format and sequence for a particular reason. The programme consists of many interlinking parts, covering every aspect needed for you to change your destiny. It's designed to be useful in practice and not designed as theory, but an holistic model. If a model works, use it. If it doesn't, don't. People are different and respond to different things. This is why I've used a multimodal approach when designing this particular programme. So if one model doesn't suit, the next one will. Whilst you will soak up the learning, the two most important aspects of the programme are the journal and goal setting. You see, if you don't know where you're going, any path will do. And most people spend their lives walking in circles and coming up against the same old challenges every week, every year, every decade until they die. This is your opportunity to change that. We must start by understanding the mind-body connection and how they work right now. And with this knowledge, you can then make systemic changes in the full understanding of their impact on your mind, body and friends. From birth, your brain is filled with billions upon billions of neural links. These are physical electrical pathways that pass information around your body. Some of these messages we are aware of through negative thoughts that we constantly bombard ourselves with. Voices from what seems to be from the back of our head. Other messages are subconscious, and we are not even aware of them. For instance, what makes you breathe or pump your blood around your system. These all need messages for this work to occur. Your values and beliefs are mainly subconscious, and much of our behaviour and success is determined by these processes. It's these neural links or thought patterns that have been developed throughout your life that are determining your present position in life, your destiny. From birth, your present map of the world was being set up by your upbringing, your particular education, and the values and beliefs of your family and friends. Your neural links were being set in a particular pattern, and consequently in many people their behaviour and success was starting to become limited. Your body receives millions of bits of information per second through your 5 senses: sight, hearing, feeling, smell and taste. Your neural links have set up your senses to filter out 99% of this information coming to you every single second. Accordingly, you generalize, delete and distort these messages to suit your reality, and yet we know that this reality doesn't exist. It is a construct of your existing view of the world, a view that has, perhaps not to date, delivered for you what you truly want out of life. The good news is that following this program will help you develop new neural links so that your reality becomes wider, your choices will increase considerably, and your achievements will become realizable. You will realize your destiny. In addition to changing your neural filter systems, we will also look at any underlying blocks, dysfunctional value belief systems, or thought problems that are maintaining you in a stuck state, which in many cases has become a Groundhog Day for relationships, career improvement, spiritual and financial success, and health. The diagram below shows in picture format the process described above, and in essence is how your thoughts, values and beliefs have created your present reality. Your view of the world is a reality. It's a construct. It doesn't really exist. You see, your reality of life is dictated by how and where you were raised. In turn, this developed your values and beliefs, which you rely on to live by. These are your filters. And as you go through your life's journey, what you see, hear, taste, feel, and smell is dilated, distorted, and generalized to fit your view of the world, which may not, to date, have given you what you really want, and certainly not delivered your potential. Accordingly, this reality, which you are not aware of, dictates how you walk, talk, look, sound, behave, and think. To change your reality and provide opportunities for you to consider, you need to change your dilation, distortion, and generalization filter system. These filters are a set of neural links in your brain. The Change Your Destiny program will teach you how to change these filters, and in doing so, change your destiny. These combinations of ancient philosophy, stoicism, evidence-based approach to cognitive behavioral change, structured assessment and diagnostics provides a paradigm shift in the delivery of personal change and success unequaled anywhere else in the world today. The methodology is a perfectly safe process, which we utilize on a daily basis, without even knowing it. Our methodology just applies proven scientific structure into the change work. However, scientific researched evidence has proven that when deep relaxation is used in conjunction with other methodologies, particularly cognitive behavioral techniques and mindfulness, outcome success is increased by up to 90%. You see, we need deep relaxation combined with cognitive behavioural change to help us relax and make route change to the subconscious filters. This is a change your destiny fundamental. The Daily Journal. This next part of the video explains the Change Your Destiny program, journal and goal setting sessions contained within the program. In the meantime, if your curiosity has been aroused, why not check out the program for yourself at changeyourdestinystore.com. Keeping a daily journal or diary is essential for reflection and learning to take place. In particular, I have found it helps us to process the events of the day and putting the day's thoughts and issues out of our head and onto a sheet of paper has a way of alleviating any mental burden. Accordingly, things become clearer if you can identify what's important from the thoughts, fears, emotions and confusion that we are bombarded with on a daily basis. In turn, we can learn to better align our outcomes with what is really important to us. A part of this process is remaining self-aware. Many things that appear so obvious to other people are sometimes hidden to ourselves. In essence, we are blind to what we don't know. From a personal development perspective, it's important to acknowledge, or at least try to acknowledge, the you that others may see. The technique of mindfulness within this program will greatly assist in this process. I have used many formats, but the one below has been found to be particularly robust. There are two basic parts to the process. Firstly, setting your outcomes. And research clearly shows that writing down your outcomes consistently produces results. Secondly, regular review. By considering what you would do differently in a myriad of interactions, you will significantly improve your results. An important learning point is that once you have set your daily outcomes, only do what you want to do. You don't need willpower or effort. Simply spend a maximum of 20 minutes each day on the process and notice what works and what doesn't. You see, people are different, and we try to drive them down a particular funnel that suits the perfect person that doesn't exist. If something works, does it? If it doesn't, don't use it. If you don't get immediate results, change your daily outcomes until you do. What we are doing is programming your unconscious mind with clear and sustained messages about the results you want, and then let the unconscious mind get on with it. All it needs is a process. It needs to know and understand where you're going. I find the following quote useful in understanding this approach. There is a thought in your mind right now. The longer you hold on to it, the more you dwell upon it, the more life you give to that thought. Give it enough life, move out of your comfort zone, and it will become real. So make sure the thought is indeed a great one. Your journal is a key to changing your destiny. It forces changes on your thinking that you cannot believe at this moment in time, but you soon will. Completing the journal will take a few minutes at the start and end of your day. Follow the example I've set down on page 114 of the program. Any problems, just email me at nick@changeyourdestinystore.com. Before setting up your journal, you need to set your goals using the iterative models and tools set out in the program. The aim of these models and tools is to stretch your thinking and start out wide before homing in on up to 10 goals, and then you will choose 2 or 3 super goals that you will start to work on. Step-by-step approach to setting your goals and journal. Firstly, sounds obvious, use a clean notebook. Decide what it is you want. Set 10 goals maximum at this point. Make them smart and well-formed and write them down. Use PACER from the program notes. The program notes also talk about SMART, which is smart, measurable, etc. This is only the start of an iterative process to get your wants laser focused. We will use the sections on representational systems, existential questions, and the wheel of life to focus on the 2 or 3 major wants in your life at this moment in time. Trust the process. It is designed to remove emotional baggage that might try to fool you into asking for something that is not really important to you. Also, don't miss out steps. They are building blocks, and they need the knowledge of the last section to go forward. 2. Put what you have done to one side and have a think about your representational system on page 53 and try and work out which is your primary system. This gives you an insight into how you and others around you can be influenced by reflecting their representational system back to them. For example, if you want to change or influence someone, including yourself, use their language, use the language that you want to be. Don't forget that you are talking to yourself all of the time. 3. Undertake the existential questionnaire. This will help you explore what you really want, and you might be surprised how these differ from those you wrote down at 1 above. When answering the existential questions, I want you to do so from a blank page. By this, I mean forget your current problems and position and answer the questions as if nothing was holding you back. Write your answers down and add them to the list you made earlier. 4. Follow the Wheel of Life process on page 57. Once completed, select the 3 lowest score areas and add them to your goals list that you did in 1, 2 and 3. Put these aside and give yourself some time to reflect on your long list of goals. In a moment we are going to break these down into 6 key focused goals that you will document and work on and detail within your journal. Once you have achieved these goals, you can move back to the others on the list. However, what you will probably find is that your old goals are no longer important and you will repeat the process with a new you way of thinking. 5. Having given yourself some time to reflect on your goals, I would like you to consider the ecology of these goals. You see, if you achieve these goals, how would it impact on people close to you, particularly your partner, your family and friends? This could highlight goals that you are no longer willing to pursue. In my case, some time ago I wanted to go on a tour of India for a year and find myself. However, trying to explain this to my children caused so much upset that I decided, through ecology, I was not willing to pay that emotional price, so I didn't go to India for a year. 6. Following ecology, you need to produce your journal, page 60 on the program. An example of the journal I created when I started this program is shown on the next slides, along with my personal goal-setting process of 2007. In the next few slides, I'm going to take you through the goal-setting process and the journal process that I went through 12 years ago when I first started this particular program. Now, to start off with the goals, I use the acronym PACER. And just as a reminder, P stands for positively stated, so we don't want any don'ts in there. A, we want it achievement focused. How will you know when you've achieved that particular goal? C is contextual, E is ecological, and we've gone through the ecology when I wanted to go through India earlier. And R is the resources. What resources do you need, or have you got what you need to move forward? So when I first started this, for P, I wanted a successful work-life balance. I wanted to grow my coaching and e-commerce business, and I want to make people happy. And I think I've achieved all of those particular positively stated goals. Now, for achievement focused, how would I know? Well, actually, I'll feel happy. I'll feel satisfaction. I'll feel that I've achieved at every level. I'll be able to switch off from work when required. I will have quality relationships without feeling guilty. I will see my family happy, doing things together, with energy, planning forward. I'll hear positive things at work, not negative, interacting with people at work and family, and getting excited about the future. I'll look happy, my behaviour will be good, I'll be able to deal with situations, and people around the world will achieve their potential. And my first step was to decide outcomes at work, scope and manage expectations, and then start living the outcomes, not compromising. For context, I want it now, not when it's too late to do something about it, through illness or where I might be damaging relationships, or I get loss of identity, and I want my family to have a choice of where they live. Ecological, to be happy, yes, where you want to be, increase it in choice. I want to control my own destiny, comfortable. I want to ditch guilt and frustration. I want more energy, more resources. And if I Didn't do these things, my health would suffer. I'd have no time to myself, no time to respond to everybody, and not pleasing self or anybody. I won't ever feel free, won't have space to achieve and achieve dreams. And I certainly wouldn't feel adequate. For resources, I want to be clear about what matters to me. That's the only resource that I need. So the next stage of the goal setting process was the existential questionnaire. What I'll say on this one is you don't have to answer all. Just answer enough to give you some idea of your goals. And you'll see as I go through the questionnaire, I've missed out some questions which I didn't think were important at that time. My answers you can see in red on the next slides. Son of Zeus, imagine you receive a magic talisman that means that you will never fail and always succeed at everything you do. What would you do next? And at the time I said, I'd like to start believing in myself and what I'm capable of. Hindsight, if you could rewrite your life so far, what would be the main thing you would change? And at the time I said, start my coaching work sooner, stop procrastinating. And I tell you what, you say that you don't procrastinate, but you do. I wanted to spend more time with my kids and tell them how much I love them. Aladdin, imagine you find a magic lamp that gives you 3 wishes. What would you wish for, apart from more wishes? I didn't answer the next couple of questions. You might want to. Afterlife, imagine in the distant future having passed over, you are looking back on things from heaven and reviewing your life. What would you like to remember yourself as having achieved? Limitless pill. Imagine you were given a magic pill that suddenly made you more courageous, decisive, likable, and in control. What would you do next? As I mentioned previously, it's important when you're going through your existential questionnaire that you do this with a blank piece of paper. Imagine you've got no worries and you can get everything you want. There's nothing holding you back. So I want you to do it from a clean sheet perspective. Desert island fantasy. If you were stranded on a desert island for a year with only me for company, by observing your behaviour very closely, what would I learn about you as a person? Plato's cave. Like the Matrix, suppose you discover that life is an illusion, and you're actually dreaming it all. What would you do, knowing nothing is real? Obstacles. What, if anything, stops you from going ahead and just doing it right now? And I had to admit this to myself at the time, but for me it was fear. What about you? Fundamental goal. Using your answers to the questions above as a guide, sum up a goal that you would like to achieve in life. Again, at the time mine was to be happy and help others, and I've achieved that. The sage. What sort of person would you have to be in order to achieve your fundamental goal? And I said at the time that I would have to be focused, less angry about lost opportunities and mistakes. Personal identity. If you achieved your fundamental goal, what sort of person do you feel it would make you? With your goals written down from this series of questions, I want you to move over to the Wheel of Life. And the Wheel of Life is described well within the program, so I won't dwell on this now, but I want you to go through, or I want to show you what I did when I went through the Wheel of Life the first time, almost 12 years ago. My Wheel of Life was health 5 out of 10, career 4 out of 10, and so forth with the rest of these. And as you can see, the worst 3 for me were work-life balance. I didn't enjoy my work. My career was nosediving, and I wasn't spending sufficient time with my family. So as you can see, I did this exercise back in 2007. I was not in a good place at all. I chose work-life balance and work as my 2 areas of initial focus. To prevent myself becoming overwhelmed, it was important that I selected on 2 areas of my life to work on. If I tried to work on each of the areas, all of them, I would have just become overwhelmed. Since then, I am 9 or above in every area, although my choice of areas changed over a 2-year period as different things became more important to me, particularly my family and relationship. So, my journal. The journal format set out in the program, and I've gone through here my first day on the journal. So the first question in the journal is, what's happened in the past day, in short bullet points? Well, at the time I woke up after a bad night's sleep feeling very grumpy and not happy. I had the shower and some music and started to feel a bit better. I had several emails from coaching clients, some really good but a few with very negative messages. I had several Skype calls to students. Light bulbs started to come on with them. About time. Very much an amber day. By amber I mean it wasn't red, which is terrible, or green, which was really good. It was in the middle, all because of a bad night's sleep. What were the highlights? Seeing some students break through and realization of their own progress. That was a brilliant feeling. I recovered from being grumpy to focus within 10 minutes. I'm getting better at my affirmations. Business continues to grow and starting to look at bringing on new people to help with the business. Things are looking up. I enjoyed student progress. Reframing my attitude within minutes. I was using my good friend, Kieran from Ireland. He's done a series of fantastic videos. I was working with him on those and that worked well. So what would I do differently? I'd hire some help sooner. I've just really taken on too much myself and that's causing problems with my family. What would you like to change in the way you responded and behaved? At the time, I wanted to prevent the need to have to respond in the first place. My response was a symptom of overwork which was affecting my focus and sleep. What other learning took place? I developed a new and quicker reframing exercise which worked brilliantly, and I have to incorporate that into the program. What personal development do you intend to do over the next 24 hours? I want to take more time out and read my new book, Finding Flow. I need to take more time out and spend it with myself and my family. What outcomes do you want to achieve in the next 24 hours? I want to read the first 6 chapters of my new book, spend more time with my family. You can see there's a theme here. I want to get a good night's sleep. And I want to write a job description for a new assistant and send it out to an employment agency. From your work on the initial goal setting, the existential question paper and the Wheel of Life, what are your short-term 0 to 3 months, medium-term 3 to 12 months and long-term 1 to 3 years goals? List at least one from each of the headings in those techniques and review on a weekly basis. Well, my short-term goals were to spend more time with my family and specifically do homework with the kids every night. I want to set up and design an e-commerce store and Facebook page by the end of April. This is essential to bring in funding. I tell you what, I achieved this within 6 months. I've now got over 1.5 million fans. I've got an 80 million reach across my social media, and I've got 5 e-commerce stores which are all doing very well. Thank you very much. My medium-term goals was to complete my psychology training, which I have done, and to produce my Change Your Destiny program and use it in the clinic. And I have been doing that for the last 10 years. So recently I've decided to open it up to public because it's been so beneficial to the people who I've worked with. My long-term goals: get over 1 million followers on Facebook, get over 100 coaching students within 24 months, and bring in 20k a month from coaching and e-commerce. I smashed that within a year. With my goals in place and my journal up and running, I was able to utilize the exercises in the program to help me overcome any obstacles. I smashed all the goals and I made some huge personal decisions. I am now in a much better place and enjoying things that I had not even anticipated. I am now in a space where I can help you change your destiny. The Change Your Destiny in 6 Days program has been revised several times since its first launch in 2008. It continues to deliver destiny change for those seeking a new life. Check out the program and many others at changeyourdestinystore.com.